In the heart of Africa's vast landscapes, where stories travel through generations like the wind, there exists a people shaped by war, migration, and resilience. Welcome to Roots and Regions, where we dig deep into African stories, the culture, tribe, and history. Today we are deep into the Ngoni tribe. This is not just history, this is a journey of identity, survival, and transformation. The story of the Ngoni begins far from where many of them live today. In the early 19th century, southern Africa was in turmoil, a period known as the Mfecane, meaning the crushing or the scattering. This era of conflict and expansion was driven by powerful kingdoms, most notably under the leadership of Shaka Zulu. His military innovations reshaped warfare and forced many communities to flee. Among those who moved were the ancestors of the Ngoni. Led by fierce and strategic leaders like Zwangendaba, the Ngoni began a long migration northward. This was not a simple journey. It was a movement of survival, crossing rivers, battling enemies, and adapting to new lands. They traveled through present-day Mozambique, Malawi, Zambia, and eventually settled in parts of Tanzania. In the burning winds of a broken south, when the itself seemed to tremble under the chaos of war, one man refused to let his people vanish into the dust, Zwangendaba. Not merely a leader, but a moving force of destiny, he gathered warriors, mothers, children, and elders, and turned fear into motion. They walked, not for days, but for years, across scorched plains, through hunger, through silence, through the unknown. And when the great Zambezi stood before them, vast and unyielding, it was as if the world demanded an answer. Then the sky darkened. The sun was swallowed whole. Under the shadow of a solar eclipse, with the heavens holding their breath, Zwangendaba led them forward, into the river, into legend. In that moment, they were no longer fleeing, they were becoming. And so they moved, not just across land, but through identity itself, absorbing, adapting, surviving. Zwangendaba did not just lead with the spear, but with memory, with purpose, with an unbreakable vision of who his people must remain. By the time they reached the lands of the north, they were no longer the same, they were something forged by fire and distance, a nation carried in footsteps. Wherever they went, they did not simply pass through, they transformed the regions they entered. The Ngoni carried with them the military discipline of the Zulu system, age regiments, strict training, and powerful formations in battle. But something deeper happened along the way. They absorbed cultures, they intermarried, they evolved. The Ngoni became not just conquerors, but a fusion of identities, blending languages, traditions, and beliefs from the people they encountered. Even today, their legacy lives on through vibrant traditions, especially in dance. The Ngoni war dances are more than performance. They are memory. They echo the footsteps of warriors, the rhythm of unity, and the pride of a people who refuse to disappear. Each movement tells a story of strength, each drumbeat carries history. But beyond the battles and migrations, the deeper story of the Ngoni is about identity. Who are you when you leave your homeland? What do you carry? And what do you become? The Ngoni answered these questions not with words, but with action. They built new homes, forged new societies, and preserved the core of who they were, even as they changed. Today, the Ngoni people stand as a symbol of resilience, a reminder that history is not just where we come from, but how we adapt, survive, and continue forward. Their story is Africa's story. A story of movement. A story of strength. A story of roots and regions. This is Roots and Regions, where every story has a beginning, and every culture has a voice. I hope you enjoyed a summarized story of the Ngoni tribe. For more stories, do not forget to subscribe, comment, and share this video. See you next video.